Hey Pectus Warriors, in today's video what I wanted to talk about is why your chest won't grow. So this is a super common problem for everyone in the gym, and particularly people with pectus, and there's a few key variables that we need to adhere to and things to do that can really elicit growth in your chest. And it's very common, and it's probably one of the most common things when a client reaches out to me is, you know, they've had some experience in the gym, but they just cannot get their chest to grow. They cannot make their pectus look better. And so I'll break down some of the key things that you're probably doing wrong that will help when you apply them to actually grow your chest. So firstly, the first thing is your form. And the way I look at form is there's three major factors. So you've got your mind to muscle connection, you've got your tempo, and you've got your range of motion, and then obviously the actual technique for the movement. And like the positioning of the body. And so going into the first factor of form, mind to muscle connection, that's what a lot of people struggle with. They struggle to get that mind to muscle connection with their chest. Now, firstly, this does take a bit of time. So it takes time, and also it's easy to get a mind to muscle connection when you've got more muscular development in your chest. So you have to be a little bit patient with that to start developing that. But you need to consciously very much focus all the time on feeling it in the muscle, and play around with your mechanics, you know, different, for example, on a press, different angles of the elbow. Some people feel it more in their chest when they're a little bit higher. Some people, it's going to depend on limb lengths and leverages and stuff. Play around with where you feel that pump. When you're feeling that burn, when you're feeling that mind to muscle connection, then you're engaging that muscle more, okay? And it takes practice and time. On top of that, it takes tempo. Tempo is a really good way to elicit good form, building the chest and getting that mind to muscle connection. So that's the next part of form. So for tempo, the one thing I see, so what I get with my premium clients is I get them to submit videos of themselves doing all the workouts, and then I can assess their form because it's, you know, it's super important. It's not about doing the program, it's about how you do the program and your form and technique on these movements. And so with tempo, what I see, and this is the biggest mistake I see from everyone, is they rush their reps. They're trying to just go through the reps. They don't want the pain of the movement. They don't want to make it hurt more than it has to. And so if it's a program, let's say 3 sets of 10 reps, for example, rather than doing 3 sets of 10 reps that are really controlled, really focused with like a slow eccentric, and then a controlled pause and squeeze at the top where you're getting the adduction in the pecs, and then a slow, what they do is they'll just go like this and try and do 3 sets of 10 as fast as possible. It's definitely not effective. When you slow down, particularly your eccentric, which is the easy portion, the negative of the movement, that's actually when you create the most muscle damage. That's when you're going to get the best results. So it's very important to slow down your tempo. And I program tempo for my clients. For people at the start, it's normally just saying slow and controlled. And then I actually go into prescribed time periods for each portion of the movement. For example, I program like a 3-0-1-0 for like a bench press. So that'd be 3 seconds down, 1, 2, 3, no pause at the bottom, 1 second up, no pause at the top, 3 seconds down. That's what a 3-0-1-0. And I mix up those tempo ranges, but I'm programming tempo to make sure my clients are adherent to a certain tempo, because that way they're actually going to engage their chest way more. They're going to be able to get a better mind to muscle connection, and they're going to have a better workout and make those gains. The next thing is range of motion when it comes to form. This is another thing I see. I literally was commenting on a client video submission of them doing their first workout of a unilateral dumbbell press, and their range of motion was only to here and back up. And I told them, you need to come all the way down so your head of your dumbbell hits your chest. That's when you're hitting that range of motion. We want to fully extend and contract, lengthen and contract the muscles, okay? So range of motion is extremely important. If you're only doing half reps, you're only going to get half the result. We want to put the muscle through its entire range of motion, okay? And so so not adhering to a tempo and a range of motion and getting that mind to muscle connection are 3 really common reasons why you wouldn't be developing your chest. On top of that, the other part of form is just the overall technique for the movement. So just having improper technique would be another reason. So for example, on a cable fly coming at a weird angle, or on some of my pectus specialized exercises where we're trying to hit the inner chest, not having the correct technique in terms of like squeezing the elbows in tight for a landmine press rather than flaring out to hit our shoulders more. We want to hold our elbows tight and really think about adducting with our elbows to engage the chest. Like that kind of technique is really valuable and going to help you grow the chest and engage it more. And it requires analysis. It requires, filming yourself, comparing yourself, or having a coach like me. Some spots are available if you want to sign up, to then look at your form and provide feedback on technique. Okay, so that's probably the main reason why your chest isn't growing, because you do not have the right form. You're not applying tempo, range of motion, mind to muscle connection, and technique on these movements. The next big reason could be your frequency. A lot of these guys are doing bro splits and they're training one muscle group per time and only getting a frequency of once per week for each muscle group, which is very ineffective, particularly if you're a natural lifter. So one of the key things that you need to be thinking about and implementing into your training is a high level of frequency. For my beginners, I actually have them training full body workouts and they're training each muscle 3 times per week. And as you get more advanced, we're going to hit the muscle a little bit harder, but we're still going to always at least train 2 times per week and sometimes even 3 as they get really advanced. That level of frequency, think about it this way. If you train your chest once per week for a year, you get 52 chest sessions. If you train it twice, you get 104. What do you think is going to grow your chest more? Okay, so frequency is the next thing you need to look at. You need to follow a proper program. Stop doing random workouts. Link in description for my coaching. Again, more reason to sign up. Have a program, have coaching, have guidance. You're going to stop wasting time. The next reason your chest might not be growing is intensity. Again, something I see a lot is people just don't train close enough to failure. Or they're on the other end and they're training to failure and sacrificing technique. You need to establish form first. That was the first thing I talked about. And then once form's established, you need to establish intensity, because you can have good form, but if you do not have the right loading and you're training close to failure and you're actually challenging and stimulating those muscle fibers, you're not going to grow your chest either. So the next factor is intensity, okay? And we want to be, pushing it, especially on isolation movements like a cable fly or a one-arm dumbbell fly. We want to really go close, where there's not as much risk of injury. We want to really push it and challenge those movements. So again, I program an RPE range for my clients. So we are focusing on intensity and really, as they get more advanced, really going towards that RPE 10 failure range, particularly on isolation movements, because it's in challenging the muscles that you grow the muscles, okay? And then the last little point is for people with Pectus Excavatum is not focusing on trying to engage the inner chest muscle fibers. So we have no inner chest. As people like to say in these videos, I know that. We only have our pec major and pec minor, but we have fibers across our entire chest. And we want to try and engage the inner chest muscle fibers, which are particularly dormant and find it very hard to get engaged with conventional form. The biggest way to do that is over adducting. So on a cable fly, crossing over, really squeezing, or on the plate pinch or the power-off press, really focusing on that adduction, that squeeze, and that mind-to-muscle connection to really try and get those fibers engaged. Okay, that's something that I did from the start of my training. I was very aware of, and I think it's paid dividends, because if you look at my physique, you can really see those inner chest is developed all around the pectus, and that's what really helps me mask my pectus. So anyway, that's my tips on why your chest may not be growing. Hopefully they help you. Hopefully you found this video valuable. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in coaching, as I said, I have a few spots left. So spots are limited because I will personally be your coach. So link is in the description to sign up for the program and my coaching. You can just go to fixpectus.com and then press apply and book for a strategy call to meet me, and then from there we'll go from there and get you signed up and started. So anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. Peace out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.